I'm Wendy Petrie. This is your latest news fix for Friday, the 26th of January. A rāhui will be declared in Wellington Harbour, where a person's died after reportedly jumping from a crane on a boat. Police divers recovered the body about 2:30. The rāhui is not expected to affect tomorrow's Manu dive bombing world champs. David Seymour has a new ministerial portfolio. Prime Minister Chris Luxon says from today the ACT leader and soon-to-be Deputy PM will become Justice Minister, Associate Justice Minister. It will allow him to manage his party's Treaty Principles Bill, which National and New Zealand First have agreed to support up to its first reading. Luxon also assigned New Zealand First MP Mark Patterson to the role of Associate Minister to Regional Development. And National's Erica Stanford has been given the responsibility relating to the Crown response to recommendations from the inquiry into abuse in care. A local government minister says a bill to drop the voting age to 16 in local elections is a distraction. It had already passed its first reading, but Simeon Brown announced it won't go any further.
Instead of talking about what the voting age should be, they should be talking about how they can look after their roads and water pipes and other local infrastructure and services, which is their responsibility.
More works in the pipeline for Wellington Water to tackle leaks and deliver new infrastructure. The region, which includes Upper Hutt, Lower Hutt and Porirua, has Level 2 water restrictions. There's a 60% chance the region will move to Level 3 under the latest modelling. Wellington Water Chair Nick Leggett says he doesn't accept his organisation is failing.
The region should be replacing over 100 kilometres of water pipes a year. We're getting at about 18 kilometres. Now, Wellington Water could absolutely increase that, but we're reliant on funding.
Today marks 236 years since Britain's first fleet landed in Sydney Harbour. Protesters have marked it by vandalising statues of Captain James Cook and Queen Victoria in Melbourne. But Australia correspondent Murray Old says despite the opposition to celebrations, a recent poll says otherwise.
Almost 70% of Australians say we must keep celebrating Australia Day, and that's up almost 5% on a year ago, and nearly 60% say the date must remain on January 26.
To sport now, and Rachin Ravindra is said to play his first cricket test at home since 2022 after being selected in the Black Caps test squad to face South Africa. And coach Gary Stead's heralding the 24-year-old as one of New Zealand's premier test batters.
He looks ready, he's matured. We saw what a breakthrough time he had at the World Cup as well and feel that he can now bring that into his test game as well.
Ravindra is expected to bat at number 4 in place of veteran Henry Nicholls, who's been dropped. Kiwi golfer Lydia Ko doubts her winning form last weekend on the LPGA Tour was any help in today's first round at the latest event, also in Florida. Ko's on top of the leaderboard again, but says, if anything, getting back after a victory makes it even harder the following week. I'm Wendy Petrie. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with another update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.